first assignment, and then we are done. So it's okay. We'll start a little bit late. Okay. We have only 13. All right. Let's we continue with the data analytics life cycle. Doesn't need much explanation, like I said yesterday. So just recap. So recap. There are 6 phases. Discovery. We went through that yesterday. The data sources and so on. How to retrieve data from how many sources. Generally, it's multiple sources. Um, project, okay, of a big requirement. Then data preparation. So we talked about extract, load, transform. We also talked about extract, mini transformation. That is the first transformation or the initial transformation. Then load and detailed transformation. So that is ETLT. Okay. So we have to quickly look at the model planning, model building, communicate the. So we went through all these things yesterday, Outlier, everything. All right. So this is where we stopped. Common tools for data preparation. So these are just a handful of tools, but there are so many other tools, open source, mainly a lot of other open source tools for data preparation. Okay. So for data mining, data cleaning, all those stuff. Okay. So in model planning, okay. So if somebody can use the existing models, that's fine. If they have to develop a model for maybe a new data set, or they have to do some customization for the data set for their own purpose or something. So they have to select a model and do like model planning phase. Okay, so a lot of time will go into data exploration and the variable selection. So there are some dependent variables and independent variables. I believe you would have studied this in ML, but I'll just mention it. Okay, so the dependent variable will be the variables that will be used for prediction or prediction outcomes or prediction results. Okay, the independent variables will be the in order to predict the results. So the dependent variables will be dependent on the independent variables. So, for example, if it is a project or exercise done for business purpose, and if they are forecasting sales, okay, of the company or a product with a given um, what should I say, investment or expenses. Okay, whatever amount they invested for that project and for the product development and so on. So based on the expenditure they are incurring or they have already incurred, and they want to forecast the sales. Okay, so the dependent variable will be sales there, and the independent variable will be the expenses. Okay, or the expenditure. So just put the exp. So that kind of variable selections all will tools. So some models we'll quickly see. Okay. So before that, so what do they do in a model planning? I'll just read it, read some of the points. You can read the rest. So they have to identify the structure in what of the data, what structure it is available, how to analyze it, how to proceed, what model will be more suitable, and so on. Okay, so some of the models and tools and methods listed here. So the linear regression, which you already know, okay, from ML. Then you may not know this automatic relevance determination ARD. That is another technique we use to separate the variables, okay, that independent variables, dependent variables, and so on that I explained. Then they can use decision tree, okay, or they can use what else is there apart from regression? Yeah, neural networks, which you guys are already familiar. So if you're not familiar with the neural networks, you have to study and learn on your own. It will be very useful, even if you don't do any ML based project. If you continue to work in cloud, big data, even some cyber security or some other domain, right? It will still be useful. So knowledge of neural networks will be useful. So basically, some of them are listed here. Okay, decision trees, all those things, random forest, whatever is existing. So they'll pick the right tool, okay, and right technique. All right, data exploration, variable selection, the same thing. Then they feed all those parameters into some initial model, so they can use some statistical analysis system or software tools which are all available readily. And MATLAB is readily available. Is also computational environment. It uses high level programming language and mathematics, and it integrates with deep learning models. What else? Various other AI tools. It has integration, supports integration with so many other tools for mainly for the purpose of um data that doing that initial data transformation. Before that, they have to select the right software, right package, right tools, and so on. R is of course R programming uh, language is also used. That also comes with a lot of libraries, ML libraries, visualization libraries, and so on. So, any of you used MATLAB before? A lot of UG students use MATLAB. Are you? Have any of you heard about it? If you have not used it, nobody. I'm surprised. So this is covered in part of linear algebra course in UG level. So get familiar with that. Be very useful for your future projects. Even in interviews, they 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 expect you to know it, or if you know that you're use MATLAB, you're aware of it. It'll be a big, just like or CNN, sorry, not CNN, sorry, any neural network, knowing it or being aware of it will be a plus. Okay, so then they build a model or they come up with a model that they will have to use it. So this is the same thing. They will They will pick the model based on the requirements. If they have to do some SQL analysis, okay, everything um, um, is possible these days. Okay, so because the sources, the multiple data sources used, and the data can be in any format. So maybe they have to use some SQL tools as well. Then this SAS is the statistical analysis software. All these are available, okay, readily. They can use those tools. It is access another library. SAS is a separate tool. So both are um, used for used during model planning phase. In case if you want to know little bit about SAS, yeah. So they have added little notes here. Of course, you can always get it from internet, but this is enough for us. We don't need anything more than this for this course. Okay, so you can just read about it because the slides will have just the acronyms. Okay, so you have to know little bit about it. What is the purpose of MATLAB? What is the purpose of this SAS software? This SAS Access, as I told you, right? So it provides interface between SAS software or tool with the other databases. So that's where SQL analysis can be done. Okay, so read little bit about it. So there could be questions like which tool will you use for a particular requirement, right? So for this course, you just need to know very basics or just the definition. So like that, you will find some notes in the notes section, right, for certain slides. So for example, ARD uses that Bayes theorem. So I hope you have studied. I think all the ML courses have Bayes theorem. So all the statistical methods, okay, used for classification. So sorry, ARD, which I said, uses the Bayesian technique or Bayes theorem, right, and to identify. So this is all used for data cleaning. So like that, you will find some nodes in different slides. So don't skip it. Okay. So if you put it in slide mode, you will skip the notes. You will miss the notes. So come out of the slide presentation mode. Then you can read the notes. Okay. Notes section. All right. Based on the models they have selected, they will start training the data, which you guys are familiar from ML course. So training is extremely important step or phase. So to see how the model works. So they'll start training the data and then keep refining the data. Also keep tweaking the models and the algorithms, the weights, all the other parameters. Okay. Then once the model is found to be working fine on different kinds of data during training phase, then they will put it on the testing data, okay, to see that whether it works fine on any kind of data. That is the testing data. So maybe it would have worked fine while training or a particular set of data. It may not work fine, the model may not work fine on the testing data, because the testing data might have some other uh, parameters, maybe outliers, so all kinds of things, right? So the model may not give to test the model on both training data and the testing data and see that it works consistently well. Okay, so various factors to be considered while selecting the model. You kind of touched upon it. You go through it. All right. Then tools, again, I said you just go through it. A lot of tools are available. So MATLAB is listed here. Then this IBM tool SPSS. So if you want to know what is SPSS, you have to look at the notes because it's hard to remember all these acronyms. So SPSS is just IBM software application uh, tool. Okay, for it's used for data modeling or data analysis at the enterprise level tool. It's used by companies, so it's a licensed one. and more powerful, more features, and so on. Okay, so SPSS, even I don't remember. I forgot to put it down in the notes section. Let me quickly see if I can find the expansion of SPSS. Yeah, I think it's statistical package for social sciences something. Okay, so it's not important for us. It's anyway enterprise level tool which you will not use it unless you work for IBM or on IBM projects. Okay, so other tools, just read about it. I don't want to go through it now. If you need to know from exam point of view, you need to know which one is used for what purpose. That's all. You don't need to know anything more than that about the tools. Okay, then assuming the model works reasonably well, right? They have to communicate the results. So it's all part of the life cycle. As I told you, right, a lot of processes involved in any life cycle. Yesterday I told you about various life cycles: project life cycle, requirements life cycle, development life cycle, test life cycle, release life cycle, maintenance life cycle, so on and so forth. So then this is the data analytics life cycle. So every phase has a lot of process, lot of documentations and reports to be prepared and shared with other stakeholders and so on. Okay, so that is the communicate results which we don't bother much now, but you might need it for your case study. Okay, but here I'm not dictating any particular format, structure and so on for your case study. So you don't need to bother about how to communicate results and so on. Okay, then the last part or last phase is the operational one. So what do they do in operationalize phases? They will make it operational. So it is just like the DevOps thing. We have studied about DevOps, like development plus operation. So whatever product that was developed and tested, that will be released to the public domain or market or customers. So that will be the operation phase. The operations team, a separate operations team, will make sure that the project is deployed in the target environment, whatever may be the environment. The environment could be even test environment, or it could be staging environment, right? Anything. So then they'll see how it behaves in a typical production like environment or a customer like environment, because all these time or in different phases they were testing it in a like a sandbox. Okay, so in a sandbox environment. So that environment will never be same as the production environment or the customer environment. So they'll have to make sure that the model tools everything work fine in the real environment, but they can't deploy it to real environment, because what if there are issues? It will affect thousands and or maybe millions of users. So think about the mobile network, mobile providers, right? Deploying 5G, 6G, and so on. So, okay, now they have deployed 5G, but they don't want to disrupt the existing system. So they will deploy it in a very careful and controlled manner. So for that, they will try it in a staging environment, involve certain customers or a small customer base, see how it works, address all the issues, problems, everything. Then they'll deploy it to large scale environment, so that every user using that particular mobile network provider will be benefited. Okay, same thing with so many other products. Like say, even you can think of Microsoft Windows, HP products, IBM products, anything. So they'll first target small customers and smaller environment, which will be still significantly bigger than the sandbox environment that they were using for development and test. Okay, then they'll check the model accuracy. All those things will be will be uh, tested, monitored, controlled. Then finally, I mean, all the issues fixed, and finally they will customers or to the real production environment. So various people are involved, as you can see, business user, project sponsor. Some of them are listed here. That's all. Project sponsor, project manager, business analyst. So many of them are involved in this um, operation phase. Okay, to make sure that the companies, even Amazon and so many companies do it. So how do they make the ML interface available, ML tools available? Um, then what else? Blockchain interface available, like that. So they go through all these things, all these exercise for a few months. Finally, they deploy it to, let's say, Amazon Web Service, AWS environment. Then it will be accessible and used by the customers. So it's a huge effort. Okay. So key points. That's it. The last slide. Key output from successful analytics project. So all these people are involved. As I said, business user, read about it. Project sponsor, manager, all these people, data engineer, data scientist. Some of them are listed. It's not the complete list, but this is good enough for us. Say database administrator, DBA. So many people and groups will be involved, or teams will be involved. Okay. The operationalize or operation phases, they not only make it work, they also have to uh, convince all these project sponsors. Maybe there are entrepreneurs, there are uh, people who are funding it, right? So many people are involved, so they have to convince them. Okay, everything works fine. All the stakeholders. So then present it to analysts. Maybe whatever code they have to present to technical people. So they have to get approval from a lot of stakeholders. All right. Then they then they complete that data analytics life cycle. Okay, as an engineer, you might think that okay, phase one, phase two, that's what you will be required to do, or that's what you will be you need to focus. Okay, um, but if you ignore all other phases, right, your whatever hard work you did, let's say you worked in phase two, data preparation. Okay, that's where the most of the new engineers, or maybe in phase one, they will be generally working, because for other to work in other phases, you need a lot of experience and expertise. Initially, maybe working in the small part of this phase one or phase two, then whatever work you do may go waste, maybe trashed or dumped, if it is not meeting all the requirements of all the other phases, and you don't follow the process that are laid out in the company or for your project. Okay, that is more important. So learning and understanding the process is actually very, very important. It is as important or sometimes more important than learning the technical aspects. Okay, so we have to remember that. Those who are working full time, they may be able to um, say something or agree with my statement. Anybody want to say something regarding the process that needs to be followed in the company? Anybody who's working full time, like four or five students are working full time. Anybody want to say something about the process to understand and follow strictly in the companies? Come on, guys, you should be able to share something about the process, how you learned or what you learned, or how you, why, how you found out it's so important, all those things, right? Those who are working. Anybody want to share something? Just one point. Okay. Or you're still learning the process? Okay. So let's move on to the first assignment, which I said yesterday. So basically, okay, fine. By the way, that completes module 1 now. No additional topics in module 1. Case study also has some weightage for your uh, first internals. Okay, so small weightage is there for case study in the first internals, because we don't have much topics in module 1. It's all very basics of big data only. Okay, so let's VDA website. So that's why I'm selecting this assignment 1. Assignment 2 is almost ready, but anyway, we will don't do assignment 2 right now. Somebody asked me yesterday if you can install Hadoop on Windows and so on. Just do basic Hadoop installation if you want to, but I have to cover some theory in module 2. I'll do that next week. Then you can do, sorry, this is assignment 2. It's now changed, like I told you yesterday, right? I'm splitting that first assignment into case study and Hadoop. Okay, so that's the information about do some theory to make more sense for you after I cover some theory part. Okay, if you want to explore on your own, you can do it. Install Hadoop and explore. That is up to you. Okay, now the case study. What do you have to do? Okay, so it involves this data analytics life cycle. So I've again given overview, because those who missed the lecture or didn't was not following the lecture, right, and doesn't want to read the slides while doing this case study, right, they can get some information here itself. The overview of data analytics life cycle and those 6 phases. These are standard phases. You will find it in any textbook or any online resource. Okay, so discovery, data preparation, model planning, model building, communicate results, and operationalize. So you have to use all these 6 phases in your case study. Okay, so how can you use it? I have given you a sample case study. So let's say it is a banking sector, and you will have to write a case study on or do a case study on fraud detection using real-time analytics. So what is the problem here? Detect and prevent fraudulent credit card transactions in real time. Okay, that is the problem, and how they will use this data analytics lifecycle in order to come with some useful results or outcome or prediction. Okay, here I'm using outcomes. Could be prediction or it could be results. Okay, but using only data analytics lifecycle. So don't just give so many other techniques that may be used outside this data analytic lifecycle for the case study. Okay, so let's look at it. Objective, you can say business problem. I can even put objective. So it's not very uh, what should I say? It's not written on the stone. Okay, so detect and prevent fraudulent credit card instruction. So see how we use the life cycle. So for example, the discovery will identify fraudulent behavior from millions of transactions. So that will be done during discovery phase. But this is just a sample. Okay, for your case study, I've listed some topics here. Okay, so for your case study, the discovery can be more or different. That is where you have to do case study and earn that 2.5 marks, absolute marks. Okay, so the total weightage is 10 marks for this case study, but it will be reduced to 2.5 marks, as I told you yesterday. Then the Hadoop assignment will again carry 10 marks. It will be reduced to 2.5 marks. So that's how we'll earn 5 marks from the the first 2 assignments before the first internal. Okay, both have to be done before the first internal. All right. So for they earning the 10 marks, even though you consider it, so it's only 2.5 marks, but still it will be evaluated for 10 marks. So you will have to come up with what is relevant, what is appropriate for this particular case study. So in this case, identify fraudulent behavior. Okay, I'll move on. It's up to you how you want to write it. It's a case study. It'll be different from for each student. Data preparation. So here it says I'll use transactional data, geolocation data from different geographical location. I'll use some device data streams. You can say anything. You can say Kaggle also if you want. Okay, Kaggle. I want to use some video streams, audio stream, all whatever is applicable for your case study. Model planning. Here it says decision trees, neural networks, isolation forest. That again up to you. Don't write some crap or something. Write something that is relevant for the case study. Of course, you can get a lot of information online. That's not a problem. But write something that is relevant to the uh, project. Okay. So in this model planning, don't write something that will be used for your some class project or something like that, which will not be useful for this case study, which will not be used in data analytics. Okay. All right, model building. So what will you do with that after model planning? Here it says train, you'll do training of data, use historical label data, include some anomaly detection. So what will you do? Okay, during the training phase, testing phase, and so on, which is what is all model building. Okay, then how will you communicate the results? Here it says I'll communicate with some dashboards and so on. You say whatever you want. Then operationalizes deploy model on stream processing frameworks. Here it says I'll deploy it on Kafka, Spark streaming, and so on. You can say I'll deploy it on cloud framework. Here Kafka is big data framework. Okay, Spark is big data. So you can use big data platform. You can say you'll deploy it in HDFS or some other cloud platform or any other framework that will be appropriate for that case study. So finally, you have to write the outcome or results. So here it says fraud losses. After all doing all these exercise and operationalizing it, fraud loss is reduced by 30%, and real-time detection latency is now less than 2 seconds. Some conclusion is arrived. So this will differ for your case study. It will be differ from case study to case study. What will be the outcome by doing this case study? That you have to write. Only a sample is given. You can use this, okay, and you can write. I mean, type. You can't write and send it to me. You can write and scan it and send it also. All right. So you will have to type or write. It's up to you. Send the soft copy. Submit the soft copy in this Google form link. Okay. And you have to submit it on or before 17th. So that is Monday. Okay. You don't need much time. You might need just 1 hour. That's all to gather details and to fit it into this data analytics lifecycle. Okay. Approximately 1 hour. Okay, so now what are the case studies that you can select? I will not leave it open because the evaluation becomes difficult for me. Okay, it will be time consuming. So I want you to select from these 7 case studies. Okay, so what are those case studies? One is the retail industry, predictive analysis for inventory management, healthcare. So basically business problem, goal, objective is given. Okay, social media, manufacturing, smart city, traffic management, healthcare analytics, retail market basket analysis. So you pick one of them. Okay, apply that on this data analytics life cycle like I've shown in the sample case study. Then come up with a report of 1 to 2 pages. That's it. You don't have to do much work. 1 or 2 pages, that is A4 size sheet. Okay, or if you're typing in a Word document, just 2 pages maximum. So you submit the soft copy using this drive link. Yeah, it can be in Word or PDF format. That's what it will accept. Okay, Word or PDF format. So to scan, I don't know. Maybe I have to convert it to PDF and then upload it. Okay. So I don't know if anybody will write and scan. I assume most of you will be typing. So right now this link or this forms accepts only PDF or Word. If you need any other format, let me know. Send me email. Okay. So that's it. I think. Okay. Any questions till now regarding case study? I've given enough information. Anybody have any question with respect to the case studies or submission procedure, anything? So we have like 17. We're still missing like 3. Maybe I'll post it on the WhatsApp group also regarding the deadline. Because a simple case study, you don't need much time. So I won't extend it at all. Okay, if there are no questions, then what I would want to reiterate here is 1 minute. Some work issue. Yeah, it's okay. It's coming up. So I don't want all of you, like 20, let's say 20 students. There actually 19 in the system, but the 20 in the system, but only 19 names are actually in the attendance register. So I don't want all like 20 students just doing one or two, picking one or two case study. Okay, so I want a good spread. All right. So I want like only 3 students um, picking good spread. So we have seven case studies every case study on every case study. Okay, so I will send it back if let's say some 10 students picked social media because they can easily copy, right? If you can easily just copy paste and do some edits and so on, then I will reject it, send it back. I'll give you time to rework, to do the rework. Okay, so you have to earn that. Even if it is 2.5 marks, you have to 2.5 marks. You have to earn it and still follow certain rules. That is what you will have to. Um, what should I say? You should be develop that seriousness because you're going to work in industry. Ask those people who are working in the company. Following process is extremely important than knowing all the technical stuff. Okay, so so you have to follow the rules, process. So I want a good spread of students on all these seven um, on the seven case study. So my suggestion is I don't know how you will communicate and pick this. So my suggestion is I'll just go by your USNs. Okay. So the first 3 USNs. Okay, while taking attendance also, I also. Ashwini.
Present, sir.
Yeah. So Ashwini, Chinmay is there. Dania,
Yes, sir.
Chinmay, Dania
Sir,
are there.
present, sir.
So you three, yeah,
Dania
yeah, you
present.
three can work on the. Okay, you three can work on the first 3. Okay, these are just tentative assignment I'm doing. Okay, you're not UG student where I have to do all these things. But what will happen is at the end of the day, you will waste your time, I will waste my time. If let's say 10 students pick social media, and then another 5 students pick smart city traffic management, healthcare thing. That's it. So I don't want that kind of this one work. I want some good spread. So the roughly first three students will pick the first one. Okay. Yeah, retail. Then Joshika, Meghna, Nandita can pick healthcare, sentiment analysis. Don't worry about the accuracy in the outcome results and so on. It is a case study. We are not going to. I'm not going to validate and verify. Okay, your outcome is correct and so on. All I'm techniques as far as this data analytics life cycle is concerned. Don't come up with some, let's say, C programming libraries, something like that that will not be relevant here. Or you say, I will use this networking tool during modeling. So it doesn't make sense. Okay, you will have to use some ML model or some Python library or programming libraries, even MATLAB, something that is relevant to data analytics lifecycle. Okay, so that's all. You don't have to worry about the accuracies. Just use some relevant details. Okay, that will relevant in the sense relevant to the data analytics life cycle. Okay, Joshika is there.
Present, sir.
Meghna are not answering.
Present, sir.
So it takes so much time. Who's Nandita is present? Who else is present?
Joshika, sir.
Yoshik, why do you take so much
Oh, so I have
time to
network.
answer?
I have
Are
network
you
issue.
not? Oh, okay. Meghna
Present,
is
sir.
there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so three of you can pick the second one. Okay, second case study. Meghna. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So healthcare related. Okay. So like that. So Praveen, Reena, Sabrine can
Present, sir.
pick social media.
Present, sir.
Sheila, Shilpa, Srinidhi can pick manufacturing, predictive maintenance. Then Saundarya, Saujanya. Next, who is next?
Present, sir.
Sri Narahari can pick
Yes, sir.
traffic management. Is it traffic management? No. Yeah, smart city traffic management. Then Surya Tejaswini Triveni can pick healthcare analytics.
Present, sir.